In today's video, we're doing a full review of NIO by Xerjoff. So I've had a sample of NIO for probably a couple of years actually, and for some reason I never got around to reviewing it. So today we're going to talk about NIO. Please do leave a comment down in the comment section and give the video a thumbs up. If no one comments or very few comments, the algorithm on YouTube doesn't promote the video, it doesn't suggest it to anyone. The views stay very low and the channel kind of dies. And so if you want to see this channel continue in the future, the best way you can ensure that is to please leave a comment and give the video a thumbs up. Thank you very much. And today we are reviewing NIO by Xerjoff, and I really like this fragrance. The notes for NIO include bergamot, pink pepper and cardamom, nutmeg, neroli, rose, green leaves, jasmine and amber, cedarwood, guyakwood, and Haitian vetiver. So I'm actually going to spray the back of my hand again to remind myself. What I get from the initial opening is this very beautiful, invigorating, fresh kind of quality. You get a little bit of the citrus. It's not too citrusy, but you get a fresh citrus opening with this what feels a little bit more like petitgrain neroli kind of vibe. You get that very clean, almost soapy floral, basically. There is a green leaf accord in here, which I think comes across very well. Again, it almost has like, petitgrain isn't listed on the notes from what I can see, but it gives that kind of feel, and petitgrain is more the kind of the green leafy aspect. So you get a little bit of fresh citrus, you get this beautiful, clean, soapy floral of the neroli, you get this kind of slightly bitter green leaf, a little bit like petitgrain. In terms of the spices, there's 3 listed here. You've got pink pepper, you've got nutmeg, and you've got cardamom. I think you do get a hint of a spicy, fresh kind of quality. In my feeling, I would say the cardamom is probably a little bit stronger than the other 2. You get this, again, cooling kind of cardamom vibe with those soapy florals and citrus. So I would say the cardamom a little bit more forward than, say, the pink pepper or the nutmeg. When I smell this, I think of summertime, spring. It's very, very unisex. A man or a woman can easily wear it. It's casual or dressed up. You could wear it in a nice shirt or in a suit or in a jeans and a t-shirt. It's very versatile. Has a mass appeal. It's likable. I wasn't so keen on it several years ago because I actually found it a little bit bitter in the opening, but I actually quite like the slight bitter quality that it has. I think that's quite nice now. My taste has developed and changed a little bit over time, and I actually really like this fragrance. I would happily wear this, and it's very enjoyable. It has something in it, or a vibe, that gives me the same feeling that I get when I smell Acqua di Parma Colonia. Colonia does smell different, but there are similar kind of this fresh, floral, soapy kind of vibe that this has is reminiscent of a similar kind of vibe. So the same enjoyment, and Colonia is one of my favourite fragrances, but the enjoyment I get from this, I feel a little bit of the same enjoyment when I smell NIO. I feel as it dries down, you get a hint of this very clean kind of vetiver. It's not too earthy, it's quite clean. It's very pleasant. It gives a nice skin scent of, again, a very smooth, clean vetiver note. A little bit kind of musky maybe, but very, very pleasant. There's no part of the fragrance that I don't like. I like the top note, I like the heart of the fragrance, I like the dry down. Everything about it smells great. It's very much my cup of tea, my taste. Again, it's different to Colonia, but it fulfills the same satisfaction, the same vibe of this cleanly kind of floral soap that's fresh, clean, a little bit kind of happy, joyful feeling. It kind of uplifts you, which I think is nice. This would be a really good summertime fragrance, I think. So my overall impression of the fragrance is great. I genuinely really like it. I would be really happy to wear this myself. The performance isn't brilliant on my skin. It does sit kind of close to the skin. It doesn't feel like it projects much. It sits a little bit more intimately, which I don't mind. You know, Colonia is the same. So it does feel a little bit close. But the problem I have with it is the longevity. I would say within 3 hours, it's a very subtle, soft skin scent. And within 4 hours, I'm struggling to smell it. Like, in reality, I would probably say the longevity is about 4 hours on my skin. I can smell it faintly at like 7 to 8 hours, but I mean, it's very, very soft, very subtle. No one's gonna really smell it unless they gave me like a hug and dug their nose into my skin and really inhaled strongly, then you'd smell it then. But in general, at about 4 hours, I would say I would want to reapply this one, which is surprising for me based on, other people's experience with it. I have no idea whether this has been reformulated. I'm actually probably going to email them and ask that question directly and see what they say. It might just be down to just poor skin chemistry on my part, that I'm just a little bit unlucky that it doesn't last as well as some other people. But yeah, I get around 4 hours, I would say, really, before it's really, really very soft. That does not put me off, however, because Colonia lasts like 30 minutes and it's gone. So for this kind of fragrance, this does perform better than Colonia does, and the style is, I very much enjoy it for the summer and spring. The pricing for this one, the 50ml in euros, is 235 euros. In British pounds sterling, it's about 203 pounds direct from the website. In terms of the pricing, I actually think that it's priced quite fairly. I think it's an okay price. I think it's a lovely fragrance. I genuinely really enjoy it. I kind of wish it was a little bit stronger off my own skin. I would probably spray this one a little bit heavier. Again, other people seem to get, much better performance than me. I don't know why I'm unlucky in that regard. But this is a really lovely hot weather fragrance that I am quite tempted to purchase a bottle of. I do want to sell a couple of perfumes on my shelf that I don't wear as regularly anymore, or that I don't quite like as much these days, and get rid of them and replace them with ones that I like more. This one might very well be one that I end up purchasing. I'm going to wear out the sample I have first, but this actually might be a fragrance I end up buying, because I can get it in a 50ml, which is nice. I tend to not buy 100ml bottles very often. Very rarely I buy 100ml of anything. But this comes in a 50ml, it's a reasonable price, it smells great. I don't have really very many summer spring fragrances, so this is a really nice option. I'm going to end on just running over the notes briefly again. So we got bergamot. I think you get a little bit of citrus in the opening, which is nice and fresh. Pink pepper, cardamom and nutmeg as spices. I think you do get a little dabble of that. It's not overly spicy, but you get a hint of it and just makes it maybe a little bit more aromatic. I would say cardamom is the leading spice out of the three. We've got neroli, rose, green leaves, and jasmine. For me, neroli is the strongest, with a feeling of petitgrain, even though it doesn't have petitgrain, but that's created by the green leaf note in here. In the heart of the fragrance, rose and jasmine are listed as notes. I don't think they're strong elements. It doesn't, particularly smell like a rose perfume or a jasmine perfume, but I think it provides just a little bit of nuance, a little bit of extra character. You can feel a sense of, a bit more floral in the heart, and it doesn't quite smell like floral soap anymore like it does in the opening. That kind of reminds me more of like Colonia, for example. The heart does get a little bit warmer, a little bit richer, a little bit less soapy, I would say. There is a very subtle ambery-like nuance, but it's actually quite musky on my skin. I did wonder if there was like Isoe Super or some, light kind of ambrette-like musks in here. It does feel a little bit more musky, despite musks not being listed. The amber sense is subtle, but it's not sweet. It's not a sweet amber. It's just a soft, ambery-like texture, again, without the sweetness. Drying down to a subtly musky, woody base, with, again, a very clean vetiver. But altogether, it's one of the favourite fragrances that I've tried from Xerjoff. I genuinely really like this. Again, I would happily purchase a bottle and happily wear it, and awesome for the spring and summer. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel in any way, please do leave a comment, even if it's just to say hello. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. See you next time. Goodbye.
Old man Harlem gives me Sunday headache, but that old man Harlem